Hello, I'm Darren the Magic Ghostbuster. On Friday the 2nd of June 2023, Dan Aykroyd did one of his Crystal Head Vodka signings at Harvey Nicols in Knightsbridge, London. He also did a signing in Soho the following day. I had intended to go to both, but I had a long week performing the week before, and by the time the Friday came along, by that evening I just felt wrecked. I started to feel a bit rubbish, so I only went on the Friday. Now, I had met Dan before. I'd gone to one of his previous signings, and one thing I've noticed is, this is the bottle I got done previously. This is his standard bottle. Is the signature's really faded on the bottle now. Now, I don't know if that's to do with the pen he used, or I don't know, signatures on glass. I'm not really a massive expert on signatures and pens and that sort of thing, to be honest. But in that previous one, I got a couple of number plates done, Ecto 1, Ecto 1A, and a cool poster, and of course photograph. Unfortunately, in that photograph, which will flash up on the screen now, I was trying too hard to look cool, and I don't look very happy at all. So the main thing I wanted this time was a good photo. I didn't go in costume the previous time either, because that was right after we had those London Bridge terror attacks, and I just thought walking around London, proton pack on, it might just caused a bit of a fuss. I don't know. People did go in costumes, so obviously it didn't, but I decided to go in costume. This time I went with my friends Chris from Spirit of 84 and Kieran and Richard from the South End Sea Ghostbusters. We had an awesome time, and I met a couple of my friends there as well, Paul, and awesome fellow magician Chris. So yeah, really good day. We got there about 3 hours early, just hung out. It was really good, really good. What I got signed was, actually, before we get to that, they are apparently limiting it to 100 people. And they gave out these tickets, so I was number 54. 3 hours early and I was still 54. But yeah, very cool. So I got signed this Courtroom Ray Mattel figure. I'd already previously had this signed by Jim Fire, who played Tony Scaleri at Comic Con, so I thought it was perfect one to get signed. Just to have both signatures on there, basically. They were limiting it to 1 bottle and 2 pieces of merch. I was saying that they probably won't let you buy as many bottles as you want, because the bottles were actually pre-signed. We'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, so got that signed by them, and then I got my jacket signed. So this is my jacket, and I had it signed on the back there. So. And then, of course, I got one of the bottles. I got the Aurora bottle this time, which I think looks really, really nice. I'm just hoping that signature lasts. I'm going to do some research into stuff to maybe seal the signature on it. Again, I don't know much about that sort of stuff. But, yeah, it was really, really cool. Really cool day. Like I said, the bottles are pre-signed, so it was a bit weird. The shop that sold the bottles on the 5th floor, they only had the Pride bottles in stock, and cool looking bottles, but the problem with them was the Pride bottles were like loads of different colourful squiggles on it, and it just didn't really work with the signature, I didn't think, because it kind of blended in a little bit with those. And what they did was, so most of us went up, bought our bottles, and then went back down, joined the queue, and then we were allowed in, and the security was basically swapping your bottles over as you were going in, so you'd only get your merch signed in front of Dan. But then when you actually went into the room where they were doing the signing, they had all the other bottles on display. So I asked if I could swap my my one for an Aurora, because I just thought it looked better and pay the extra. And then that seemed to set off a tidal wave of everyone doing that. So yeah, but they had all the different bottles. They had the life-size human head skull one. I don't even know how much that cost. A lot of money, I guess. But the main thing was to get a really cool picture with Dan. I got one solo. I got one with my friends, and the lady taking the photos just must have kept pressing that button, because she got loads of pictures of Dan signing the stuff, my friend's proton packs and so on. It was very, very cool, and really awesome that Dan does these things. And what I really like about this is, I know some people might say, oh, you have to buy an expensive bottle of vodka. I mean, this Aurora was £80, which I don't drink a lot of alcohol. If I do, vodka is my drink of choice. But I wouldn't say I'm a connoisseur, so I don't really know if I'd notice much of a difference between an £80 bottle and a £20 bottle. But I just think it's cool that he does these where you just have to buy a bottle, because if you went to a Comic Con to have a picture of Dan Aykroyd, you'd probably end up paying 100, if not more, for an autograph. Same for a photograph. I mean, the prices of Comic Cons nowadays. And then you wouldn't even get the vodka. So I think it works out really well. And a lot of Ghostbusters fans turn up, obviously Blues Brothers fans as well. So yeah, it's very cool. And I've only seen videos and pictures of the Saturday one in Soho. Obviously, like I said, I couldn't go. I just wasn't feeling very well. They had 3 Ectos turn up, which looks cool, and it looks like it was almost like a street party of Ghostbusters. So looks very cool. But yeah, that's just a quick look at the signed stuff I got. If you ever get the chance to meet Dan at one of his Crystal Head Vodka signings, I highly recommend you go. He's such an awesome guy. Yeah, so that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Until then, keep on busting.